Yo, if you want to buy one of our Dark Side t-shirts, just leave your email in the comments below. Yo, it's Mr. Truth and I'm spitting some truth. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? I'm back with another video. So I wanted to get into this topic, a sensitive topic. So it's to do with the essay allegations and rape allegations against certain men in the limelight, well-known guys in the limelight. So you've got Noel Clarke for his sexual harassment. You've got that one, and then you've got young Fili, which his case is caught. Like, obviously, date is coming soon, so that's when he'll have his day in trial. So he's been accused of rape allegations. Then you've got what's the other guy's name? You've got Michael Ward, the actor of Top Boy. He's been accused of stuff, and you've got General LV. He's a comedian, and he's been accused of rape, but apparently he was convicted of it before. So that came out, so that was why he was remanded. And then this new one, you've got this guy called Rashid, the owner of Link Up TV. Now, I've noticed there's a pattern with these guys, all right? There's a pattern. All these guys seem to be in the limelight, all right? It's always black men making us look bad as well. See, men in power, and they're abusing their trust with women. They seem to be doing this a lot. Now, I can't remember what podcast it came from, but somebody said this, and I totally agree with it. When they got asked, why is this happening? Why are a lot of these celebrity men, famous men doing these things? Men in power, why are they doing it? What's happening with the UK? And he said he doesn't know what's going on. He's not sure, but it's like, he goes, these men must have not been getting yelled in their lifetime or in school or whatever, all right? This is what I say to this. The behaviors that you're hearing, like these rape allegations and these sexual assaults and how these guys are forcing themselves onto women, I could tell you that these men weren't getting a lot of women. They weren't getting a lot of women. And now, as soon as they come into money, that's power for them. So it's like they were rejected. And because they were rejected, they can't handle that. So they feel like, rah, I've got all this money, I've got all this power, I'm famous, I'm this and that, I built this. You should be with me. You should be getting like sexual with me. You should be kissing me. You should be allowing me to touch you and this and that. And that's how these guys' minds work, because this is what happens when they're in power. Before they had all of that fame and money, these guys weren't getting women. I could tell you that now, because men who got women, they won't be doing that stuff. And I don't agree with that stuff, I don't agree with it. Those men are scum. They're scum. No means no. And this is what these guys are not understanding. No means no. And I heard exactly what this other guy said on a podcast. He said he only will deal with women that actually likes him. And I want to touch on that. The guys, right, the women that these guys are messing with, especially in Michael Ward's case, these women don't like these men. Because these women never gave you consent. They never gave you consent to do anything. I think with Michael Ward's case, it's saying that the woman, I think she said she gave him consent. There was consent to kiss. But I think he tried to take it further, taking in the back of the car and doing this. Now, she obviously said no to that. Now, a woman can consent to you kissing her, but she can also tell you no to other things like touching, you know, touching in certain places, having sex. She could say no to that, And this is what was happening with guys. With some of them, some of them were attracted to these guys, they're kissing, touching, and then now when the woman says no to that, or she says stop, they still carry on. So they're not getting the what the woman is saying. She's saying no. And because she said yes to these other things, their minds run wild with them. And this is the problem with these guys. This is why they're in the shit they're in. Because they don't know when no is no. Right? These guys don't need to be thirsty. And I agree. They shouldn't be trying to mess with different women. They should be trying to, like, I hate the word settle, but they should be trying to be in a relationship with a woman, right? Have a long-term girlfriend or something, or get married or something. That's what they should be trying to do. But this is the problem. A lot of these guys are single. They got all this power. Then now they act thirsty, so they feel like women should be doing stuff for them, and they think they have power over these women, which they should not have power over these women. But they force that power over the woman. So a lot of these women feel scared to speak out, because I know a lot of people say, oh, it's all lies and all stuff. But I mean, yeah, some women do lie, but I've noticed there's a pattern now. There's been a pattern of this stuff. And this is the problem with men. This is why you must deal with women that actually like you, right? When there's consent, there has to be consent on both sides, not just, one person's side. It's got to be consent on both. So, like, with these cases, what I've noticed, there's been consent on the man's side, but there's been no consent on the woman's side. And this is why these guys keep getting into these problems. Especially, look at General LV. He's done it. It came out that he did it recently. Not recently. He did it recently, but it came out he did it a couple of years ago. So he was convicted of it. I was like, wow. And the only reason that it came out because of what he's done with this other woman, some 20-year-old, he put her into the car and all this stuff while she was drunk. It came out about that. And I was like, what? So that's why it came out about his other things. But I reckon it would have come out anyway. Even if he didn't do this, somebody would have leaked that information about him being convicted of it in the past. But now, his career is ruined now because of this. And that's where he screwed up. Would his career would have been ruined if it came out what he did years ago, even if he didn't do this currently? Probably not. Because it would have been still hard to prove. But now it's more believable because of what he's done. You see? These guys just don't get it. They're messing up their careers, one. But the second thing is what it does to that victim. This is the thing, they're forcing themselves. They're not men. A real man would just be like, if a woman's not interested, she says no, hey, that's fine, babe. We're cool, man. And that's it. And have that respect. With General LV's situation, him being on remand, because obviously he did it previously, his current case was, I didn't see the CCTV footage, but apparently there was a chick, a 20-year-old young girl. He's about 37. I don't know why he's trying to deal with a 20-year-old. There's CCTV footage of him and the girl outside Walpole, which is in Greenwich. I've been there. I was there a couple months ago. So she was noticed to be drunk, and he took her into a cab or Uber or whatever and took her to some location. It wasn't his location or hers. It was some unknown, I don't know, unknown apartment. Listen, you see a woman drunk like that, you should be trying to get her Uber home to her place, and that's it. You shouldn't be going there just asking her, look, get her home, make sure she's home safe, and get her in an Uber. That's it. That's all you need to do. Get her in an Uber and let her get to her place. That's it. But he just took it further. But when you see women who are drunk outside clubs, don't even interact with them. Don't. Because the moment now you start going home with them, that's a problem now. That is a problem. You see? That it becomes a problem. Now you're asking for problems. It's very now easy for them to now accuse you of something. But just see that when you see them, just go about your business, innit? It's not your problem because you don't want to put yourself into a situation. But if you're trying to help, what you should be doing is calling an Uber for her so she gets home safely. That's what you should be doing. These guys take advantages of their positions, and I don't really like that. And there's another thing I ain't heard nobody talk about, and this is something I've been thinking about. these guys that are doing this to these women, right? I'm sure these women got dads, brothers, and all this stuff. Imagine if they did that to the wrong family member, yeah? Like, and they've got a family member that's mad. They'd be like, I don't care if this guy's famous, I'm gonna whack him up. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is the other thing that guys, like, they're doing this to these women. You don't know, they might have somebody mad in their family that might just come and rock you up just because of what you've done to their sister or cousin or niece. And these guys, they need to stop thinking with their dicks. This is why men need to stop thinking with their dicks and start thinking with their head. Start thinking with your head. And this is the problem. This is the problem. They all just thirsty for pussy and shit. Listen, I ain't thirsty for no pussy, man. These guys are so fucking thirsty. That's why they get themselves into problems. Yeah, man, but that's all today, man. I'm out, man. See you on the next video.